slipping out, that's from all that dick sucking. Hand picking rivals while you preaching the Bible. Say you run the city, nah, you running for survival. Begging for a lawyer, cause your pockets on E. Got smoked in your cases, now you begging the people. Whole style goofy, your persona's a scam. You the type to drop the soap just to take it up the ass. Fake teeth, bald head, looking like incest. Ain't won a case yet. Broken brainless. Fake teeth, bald head. Said what I said. Chris's little pet. Christy Noon pop you like cricket. Oh, you thought we was done? Nah, we just get started. Bring that ass here, boy! You a bitch. Fake ass teeth, can't even floss that shit. Doc every month just to get them shits whitened. Ho, get in that corner before I beat you with a switch. Talk big online, bitch. You really ain't shit. Broke ass clown, you and yo slow ass mama. Look like Rumpelstiltskin, crossbred with a llama. Jedediah ducking shots, big head bulletproof. Scamming on your fans, think they all stupid goofy. Lost every case, real talk where the wind's at. Claim you big dog, but you a little pussycat. Deleting all the proof, trying to evidence. Fake ass advocate, ho, you irrelevant. Bald head, crusty face, fake teeth, motherfucker. Teeth slipping out, that's from all that dick sucking. Hand picking rivals while you preaching the Bible. Say you run the city, nah, you running for survival. Begging for a lawyer, cause your pockets on E. Got smoked in your cases, now you begging the people.
Can y'all hear me now? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. My bad. It was off. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I'm just giving everybody shout outs and talking. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Y'all all right? Can y'all hear me now? All right, cool. What's happening? What's happening? Listen, the Lounge family have been in a major serious car crash. Please send her. She posted the cash app. Yes, yes, guys, make sure you check out the Lounge. Shout out to her. Praying for definitely speedy recovery. She was in a horrible car crash. I saw the thumbnail and I immediately clicked on her. She was live from the hospital. Lounge, girl, if you don't get off that phone and get you some pain meds and take care of yourself. She was live from the hospital. So she was in a bad crash. Thank you all. I'm sorry. Oh, people was coming in and leaving because they couldn't hear anything. My bad. I'm so sorry. But you guys, make sure you go and check out the Lounge. Her most recent live stream she did. She's in the hospital. Was in a horrible car crash, and I mean, just looking at the thumbnail, that car looks like it's totaled. But that's just me looking at the thumbnail. But it is, it's like, man, you hate to hear that. And I'm glad she's okay. She's just based on, I was in her a live stream. I was only able to catch just a few minutes of it. Um, she's at least able to, do a live and talk and things of that nature. But she said she was in pain. So you guys make sure you support her. And I want to thank all of you all for supporting me here in the Lady Luck Club as well. Speaking of the support, you guys see all the new equipment. We got 2 new lights. We got a green screen behind us. Y'all, do y'all see this? Look at God. Look at God. So thank God and thank all of you for supporting me here in the Lady Luck Club and supporting the content, hitting the like button, subscribing. Shout out to Wolves on Black Wall Street ordering some of the equipment, the lights and the green screen behind me. I hope you guys can see more clear. Finally able to get back in front of a camera. It's just amazing. It feels so good. It really does. So yes, they're lucky and blessed. They truly are. I think she was with her daughter too, right? Um, so yes, but we're gonna get started, you all. So keep the lounge in your prayers and everything. And like I said, shout out to Truth Using Logic. Truth sent me an email and said, you got to check this out. And I said, oh my God, yes, I'm going to. I'm definitely going to. And I'm seeing you guys' email. I have been able to check my email all day today because, working, they get on my nerve at work. They really, they get on my damn nerve at work. But I'm just not getting to my email. So when I saw this email from, thank you, Kandia. Shout out to you. I needed this. Yeah, I'm still checking my email right quick. But when I saw that email from Truth, I was like, yes. Oh, this is about to be good. So it's not going to be long. I really wanted to just kind of test out the upgrades to the 400 now $500 studio. That's gag I got from CoffeeZilla. But $500 studio here with the lights and the green screen. We bless God for it. So hopefully you guys are able to enjoy, better quality content and videos here. It has been very difficult to do videos without me being able to come on camera because I actually enjoy the interface reactions and being able to hang out with you all. But you all will not believe this video. So let me do this. I gotta Candace Owens out here putting up posts talking about how she gonna violate orders and stuff from the court. Yeah, good luck to that. Yeah, good luck to that girl. I don't understand why anyone thinks that they're above the law, but they want to hold others to some standard when it comes to the law. Because what's good for me is not good for these sort of thing. Everybody else got to be held, accountable when they violate laws. But Candace Owens is literally already premeditating violating an order. And I'm going to go over that tomorrow. I'm going to do a separate live because I have some court documents to show as well related to Tyler James Robinson and the investigation with Charlie Kirk. We all know Candace Owens has lost her damn mind. So I'm here to make sure, I can debunk the lies she tells because that's what needs to happen. Same thing with UMAR. What debunking these dumb lies they keep telling? They telling the dumbest lies ever. So shout out to you, Kandia. Thank you for sending. I needed the post that she had put up because I was going to talk about it. Yep. Shout out to Kandia. I have the best minds ever. Thank you all so much for tuning in, by the way. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. We're about to get started. I'm going to just show 2 videos. One was from the most recent Danza project, okay? Just as a recap, so you guys can understand the contrast and what I'm about to do here. Because it's nothing worse than a little punk ass hypocrite, especially one where you're talking about catering to somebody like UMAR. And we all know he's not trying to open a school up. That's the worst thing ever. So, what's going on, Mo? How you doing? What's going on? Y'all good? Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Put a heart, a red heart in the chat once you've hit it. Shout out to all of you all. I know it's late. I just between getting home, showered, did some chores, you know, got this set up, testing everything out, making sure everything's good. It's pretty late, but shout out to the replay crew. Shout out to all of you all. Thank you all so much for the support. Let's get to it, because I don't want to be too long. I still have to get up early as well. So, y'all, this is the Danza project. Now, I reacted to the first part of the 3-hour interview. I know myself once, and then of course we enjoyed, the collab with Uncle Mo yesterday. Fantastic content creator. You guys make sure you check him out. If I can get the mods to drop Uncle Mo's YouTube channel link in the chat, that will be fantastic. And yes, there will be more great conversations coming in the future with Uncle Mo. I had an absolute ball. The full entire interview on the Danza project is like over 3 hours long. And once he started going into DEI and all this, I was like, there is no way I can take Umar seriously on anything else until he changes his direction with the school and stop lying to people, or he actually opens the school. I mean, even though I know he's not going to do that, but I want to just show this to you all so that we can get to the video that was sent to me. Truth using logic. All right. So y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear. Let's get to it.
Apologies. As I've kind of been, I'm starting to settle in as a podcaster, as a media personality. And as people are starting to get to know me, I really want to let them know who I am and what I'm about. Now,
what's going on?
I went into a wild phase of podcasting, and I had a wild guest that kind of kept us a little bit on edge a lot. And my loyalty has always been like, oh, I'm with you.
Hit the like button, y'all.
And I tried to get you to sit down with this gentleman on the show. And everything went left for a little bit because it was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen and this and that. And I apologize for trying to force that issue and trying to make that happen, because you clearly stated initially it's not something you were looking to do, and I shouldn't have been pushing it. And so for that, I would like to start this episode out with an apology.
I just want to point out he's apologizing because he's saying that he was trying to push Umar's weird ass into doing, I guess some sort of a live stream show, whatever, with Charleston White, right? And so I want you all to keep that in mind. But this is what he's apologizing for. Just pushing him to try to do a show with Charleston White on it. Not anything beyond that. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then we're going to get to the next video. So you guys see the title of the live stream here. The hypocrisy is staggering.
No problem, bro. Appreciate it.
Wisdom. Growth.
And Dr. Umar is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh,
now, what's going on, Kato? How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm riding on a high, man.
Yeah.
Came back with a vengeance. Last few episodes have just been crazy.
Absolutely.
Topping it off with this and more to come.
Yeah.
We on the
What's
road.
going on,
And this
Ryder?
is one of them that I kind of been hiding when I speak to people. Like, oh, man, I'm telling you, we got a great episode. This episode is going to be phenomenal. So, again, my name is Danza.
Hey, yo, Kato.
And this is the Danza Project, and we have Dr. Umar. Now, before we get into any type of
so weird
conversation, I want to know where you're at, because you're constantly working. Mm-hmm. And when I mean working, you're doing a lot more than most.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like,
yes,
it's
sir.
not just the conversations that you're having on podcasts. It's the works that you're doing in the communities.
Right.
The conversations that you're having with the youth and with people in general. Mm-hmm. Where are you at mentally right now? How do you feel?
I guess
I want you all to just take note of how he, is introducing these statements in, as opposed to him asking, what's going on with the school? What's the status of the school? Sort of thing. It's like he's leading him into this. It's almost like he's trying to spare his feelings, to which no one cares about, because Umar's 51. He's a grown man, allegedly, a man baby. So, seeing the pattern of behavior with Umar in interviews where things don't go his way, he snaps off like he's on his menstrual cycle. But I want you all to see how passive Danza Project is being right now.
for me, the one thing that I just want to finalize is the renovations on the FDMG Academy. You know, we've been almost done for so long, and now we're at the floors. But I'm still scared to say we done, because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So you know, I ain't been saying nothing. My thing is, when it's done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club, and I text Charlamagne. I said, I'm not coming back up there one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me?
Yeah.
When we done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself.
Absolutely.
Okay, but if he's tired of saying it, why would he go on this podcast? I want y'all to keep all this in mind now. Keep this energy up, Danza Project. Keep all of this in mind. If you don't want to have to say this again, you're not going to go on another podcast to say the same thing. You know, because that's just the basic level of logic you can use in a situation. Umar doesn't use the common sense God gave a billy goat.
You know what I mean? So when we done, that's when I'll do it, man. But we real close. When I fly back home tomorrow, I got to get to the school. They laying the floors now, and
are they?
Once that's done, we'd be applying for a certificate of occupancy. That's gonna be interesting because
they're laying the floors now. He lies like hell, and I've gone through all the permits that are uploaded in the city of Wilmington's on their website. No permit for any contractor to lay down any floors, and he said specifically, "We're laying down the floors right now." Let's go.
The city has not been our friend. They tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed. So I'm gonna stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection because, you know, they can nitpick you to death on that. Absolutely. You know, so when people say when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says, you know, but I'm hoping after all we've been through, they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just passing, you know, but that hasn't been the experience. Like everything we've been through with the city has been a fight, you know, even to get a permit for the festival. They ain't want to give us that, you know, so it's really been a tug of war with them. I'm just hoping that we don't have to have a protest. I'm hoping we don't have to take them to court for discrimination. I mean, it'd be right.
Yeah, you know, go ahead and take them to court for discrimination. And then they turn around and issue the biggest, fattest judgment against you you've ever seen. It'll be well more than what you paid Marianne Lorient. And we all know you use donation dollars for that. Unless you got a pimp out there somewhere, Umar. Who's going to fork over $68,000 because you're an idiot and you don't know laws or how court works? This is what happens when you file slap suits for $500,000 talking about somebody's intellectual properties that they own.
Bureaucracy is mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. You know, so I'm just, you know, I'm gonna just put it in the Lord's hands and see. But we're knocking on the finish line. So if all goes well, we should be able to apply for the inspection before the end of the year.
And this is something that most people don't understand in general. Just starting a business is tough, right? And when you're doing something in the community, it's going to be a lot tougher. When you're dealing with that much square footage, they could find something wrong anywhere. Oh, well, in this corner here. But a lot of people that have never started a business, you know, have never gotten any type of education.
A lot of people have never started a business. I mean, the insults are just rolling in, aren't they, the Danza Project? How do you know that? You haven't talked to a lot of people. Some of the people he's had on his channel have their own business. They have some level of a sideline hustle. What are you talking about? Hell, being on YouTube, you're considered self-employed. If you're monetized, you're considered self-employed. The tax forms they send you from YouTube is tax forms you file as if you're self-employed. So this is a business, if you want to be technical about it. It's just one I enjoy doing. But what the hell is he saying? I just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Shout out to all of you all. Hit the like button as you come in. Tomas, I've already got Umar Tardians coming up in my channel and videos and all that other stuff. They'll be fine. Umar has even taken advice from people that actually built schools. Exactly. We all saw the interview he did with, you know, Jamar. We all saw that. I haven't seen Marianne Lorient's post. No, I've seen her post. I don't know why I was thinking about podcasts. I've seen her post. She's going to be going live on Wednesday. Yeah. I think I retweeted it with the t-shirt. So, yeah. It's like, where's school open, you fool, or something like that. Oh, it was epic. I retweeted Marianne Lorient's post, so you all check out the post on my channel because she had up a t-shirt. And I'm like, I want one. I want a t-shirt. Let's go. Let's get back to it, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for me.
They have never opened a school, never ran a school, but they're experts in our school. You know, and I don't get into it, but I hear a lot of it because my supporters send me the clips. And I've heard ridiculous things. I heard people say you can get an HVAC for $5,000. That's a $50,000 unit up there, and that was the cheap one. You feel me?
Yeah.
This is not a house. This is a school. You're not getting no HVAC for no $5,000. You know what I mean? Every utility that we had repaired, plumbing, HVAC, electric, every one cost us well over $100,000. Nothing was under.
And I believe that the was it the lounge that debunked that, or Information Man Show? One of them debunked that. They pulled up. I think it was the lounge. They pulled up an HVAC system for like a little bit over $5,600. This is just a matter of Google at this point. He can be easily debunked with someone doing a Google search. That is how horrific of a liar he is. And you notice when he's lying, he's either squinting, blinking fast, or he's not even looking in the camera. Pay attention.
100K for repair. So when I hear people say you could have got this done for $5,000, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a whole nother level. But my thing is, if you never did it, why are you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why are you speaking on it? See, that's my thing.
Exactly.
I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do work. Now, if you do,
I don't mean to pause it right now. Listen, writer Albert Lanier, right on the money. If he sues Wilmington, their lawyers will be knee deep in discovery on UMAR. I'm sure they would love to go to court and get UMAR on the stand. What you say? Can I get the mods to please drop writer Albert Lanier's YouTube channel in the chat for me, please? If Saint's still here, whatever mod's still here, please. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, writer. If he sues because he doesn't know how court works, he would have to give up all of the discovery material. And you're talking about suing the city. So these attorneys are not going to play around with it. They will ask for discovery. They probably won't even seek a motion to dismiss. If he sued the city of Wilmington, he would definitely be caught up with having to give over discovery. They would be like, you know what? We'll just file a response. We're not even going to seek a dismissal. Because too many people will be calling them saying, don't dismiss this. Don't even file a motion to dismiss. Let this happen. I believe they would. And they will go all the way to the end and they will say, listen, we're going to give a response. We're going to debunk everything that he's lying about. And then we're going to get to that discovery phase. And that's when we really going to make it happen. What's going on, Rifka? Oh no, my cell phone is on red. I'm going to have to watch on my TV. Love y'all, LLC family. Wish I didn't have to leave. It's okay. Catch the replay when you can. It's all good. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm people. Thank you so much, Saint. You guys make sure you check out writer Albert Lanier's YouTube channel. And listen, that comment was on point. It's on the money. That would be the worst nightmare ever for UMAR to talk about a protest, because then you're gonna piss off a lot of people, including all of law enforcement and the sheriffs, and then turn around and talk about suing. Yeah, okay, let's get that discovery out of your ass.
On the work, you say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it. We're being questioned and criticized by people who do nothing. And that's why I'm so tight-lipped. I'm like, oh, you know answers. On top of the fact you never donated, on top of the fact you never drove by there and picked up a piece of trash, you questioning something that you don't support financially, you questioning something that you've never been a part of in your entire life. You've never been a part of anything that progressive as building an institution. So why are you expecting me to be accountable to you?
And so how do you keep it together? Back to that mental health thing. Like, how do you feel?
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, he can't keep it together and be accountable to no one, you know, because of reasons. Yeah, the IRS will have fun with your dumb ass, Umar.
With you. The haters, the struggle streamers.
Yeah, okay.
They really helped toughen me up to the criticism.
Oh, no, he's not tough.
From the first day we took a donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April of 2014, when the St. Paul's College in Virginia went up for sale, because that's what we wanted. We wanted that HBCU, but they wanted $2 million and we couldn't raise it in time, so they sold it to the Asians who currently have it now. So then that's when we said, well, we just gonna find us a regular school. So from 2014 till 2019, we school hunted. We found FDMG in 2017, but we couldn't afford it at the time. So we just stayed in negotiations with the owners, and then finally, February 2019, they gave it to us. So 5 years to find a school, which in my opinion, that's not a long time to raise the money and find it. 5 years ain't bad at all. And then you go from 19.
That's horrible when you're trying to raise it off the backs of low income families, where you're talking about, you know, either a single parent or just, you know, a single mother that are raising their kids, and you want to open a school for black boys only, as if the legal ramifications would not be serious in and of itself. But that is a long time. LeBron James built a school from scratch in 5 years. So what are you talking about? Just keep this in mind, this stupid ass softball interview where the Danza Project failed to ask any follow-up questions or to give pushback whatsoever. We just
to 25, right? So you're looking at 6 years of us renovating. It should have only taken us 2 or 3, but there was a lot of scamming going on with the contractors we were using. We really got done dirty by them.
That's
you know what I mean?
lie.
And I didn't want to use Caucasian work because I wanted to keep the money in the community. The people who gave us the money black. I want to keep the project black. Right. But I had to wake up one day and say, yo, if you're waiting on your people to do this for you, it may not get done. And let me put that in context. You're talking about the second smallest state in the country, right? So you don't have much.
Never mind Jamar's, whole video out there where he offered to provide him with resources, and Umar said, no, we just need the money. You send me the money. Money.
To pull from anyway. And then the city of Wilmington requires that your contractors be licensed in the state and licensed in the city. So for example, in Pennsylvania, if you're licensed by the Commonwealth, you can do work anywhere in the state. You got to be licensed in Delaware and then licensed again in Wilmington. You're already dealing with a small pool of available contractors, and then they add that on top. So I say it all the time. We have the best situation in the worst location. And when I say worst location, I'm simply speaking of the limited pool of resources in terms of contractors and the strict stipulations that are once
again something that can be Google search. I just want to kind of skim through so y'all can just see how this is whole the passive the ability to pacify this big ass clown is just astounding when you all see what's coming up next.
So it's networks. Yeah. You're dealing with a really small city, and you were outsider coming from Philly. I had to deal with some of that too. You know what I mean? Because even though I get a lot of love in Wilmington and a lot of love across Delaware, you still got them people say, we don't need them here. You know what I mean? We don't need no big city dude coming down here. We can handle our own business. But I'm not here for you. I'm here for the kids. You know what I mean? Because people say, why did you choose Wilmington? And I like Wilmington. I love the energy. I really do. But people say, why did you choose Wilmington? I didn't choose Wilmington. I chose the school that was in Wilmington. In other words, we wasn't shopping for cities. We shopping for building. And that had the best building that we found. We should have been in Detroit. But once the archdiocese found out who I was, they wouldn't sell me none of the schools. I knew we was in Detroit. Me and my mother was preparing to move to Detroit. I said,
I'm just
was the building. They all there. They was about the control. We don't want him teaching that. You feel me? We rather not make the money.
Detroit looks like Detroit.
Yes. Oh man. I learned so much in the school hunt. I remember I was going to lease a school in Mount Vernon, New York, Catholic school, and the supervisor said I got to call the Vatican. I said, what? He said, I said, you got to call Rome? He said, I got to call Rome. I said, why you got to call Rome? He said, he said about half the Catholic schools in America are still managed directly from the Vatican. He had to call the Vatican and ask.
And it's just war. It's just like, okay, well, what do I do about this? Now we got to rip it out. It's just a thing that most people don't have a clue about.
They have no clue about it. And then when somebody don't finish their work, so let's say the electricians don't finish their work, you got to get another electrician. No contractor. What I saw, they never want to say the previous contractor did a good job. You know what I mean? It was like, we got to do it over.
So he didn't see much of anything. So I just want to kind of give you all an overview because I reacted to this before. So let's get to the next video here.
Because there's one thing about you that I knew from
So this is the Danza Project 1 year ago. 1 year ago. And you all see who we have over here at the top. Charleston White. So now I want you all to pay attention to the huge contrast in the Danza Project's views on Umar Johnson. And you all see the title of the video, Charleston and Danza lose it when discussing Umar, because I refuse to call him doctor. So let's get to it.
Before we did the interview, they were saying, oh, well, what are you going to do if he trips out on you? I'm like, I feel like this is the first thing I said. And Fred, you could attest to this. I feel like people don't understand how ill of a dude this is. I could tell you right off the jump, the only reason I want to have a sit down and conversation with Charleston White, because I feel like he's a dope individual, and 99% of the shit that he says, I agree with. As wild as this dude is, I actually agree with him. And like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, he's going to do this and he's going to do that. A lot of people, I know for a fact that a lot of the interviews you do, the first thing they say to you is like, oh, what can we do to go viral? Yep. You know what I mean? They don't want to talk to the real individual or what's really the shit that's going through your mind, the shit that you really care about, that you're passionate about. They don't want to talk about that because for them, it's like, oh, well, I got to make money off if I do this. I got to get paid if I do this. So a lot of people lose out on the opportunity to have a true conversation with you. I love that when people sit there and they watch this interview, a lot of the comments are like, damn, I never knew Charleston was this dope. Yeah. I'm like, I did.
Because most interviewers, homie, I reflect the platform. So if you ask me bullshit questions, then you go get the bullshit. And most platforms asking bullshit questions.
Yeah, like I see you do with I guess it was Ish off of Joe Budden podcast. Like, y'all had really got into it, and you was basically telling them the same shit. Like, bro, you about to bring this out of me because this is what you want. Like, he kept on being stuck on one simple question, and like the way you had said it, you was trying to explain to him like, look, bro, I say it a certain way to get a certain response, so we can have a deeper conversation, and he wasn't even getting it. So like,
well, because they all want to tie and bound us to the street concepts, to the street rules. And I'm saying, homie, I grew to become a father. I hadn't been in the streets, nigga, since I was in my mid-20s. I'm in my mid-40s. I'm 20 years out the streets. Nigga, why you holding those codes over my head?
Right.
To go viral.
So nigga, we don't get to grow up. So nigga, and I know you faking. You ain't never killed no white man. You don't know what it's like to stand over no white man and watch him die till he died. Go over the white boy and watch him die. Nigga, watch him take his last breath. You question me, nigga.
Yeah,
you know, somebody does question you that I don't think I've ever hated more. So today I wanted to publicly inherit the beef. I'm with you. You feel me? This dude, fucking Dr. Umar, is a punk. He really is a punk. The dude is a.
Hold on. Let's go back. Did y'all hear that? The Danza Project. The Danza Project just a year ago. Now, mind you all, he didn't apologize to Umar for anything he may have said while he was interviewing Charleston White. He simply apologized for trying to push for Umar and Charleston White to do a collab on his show. Yeah, he said he wants to inherit the beef. So Umar is just as dumb as the Danza Project because obviously Umar did not see this video. Let's go back.
He really is a punk. The dude is a lying son of a bitch, talking about all the shit that he does. He's a punk. He really is a punk. The dude is a lying son of a bitch, talking about all the shit that he does in the community. He's a fucking liar. There's not really much that you can see. All he does is talk a lot of shit on a bunch of motherfucking interviews. I hope that in celebrity boxing they let me beat the fuck out of him because he talks too much goddamn shit. And, you know, it ain't personal, but I just think he's a fucking clown. That's a question you that I don't think I've ever hated more. So today I wanted to publicly inherit the beef. I'm with you. You feel me? This dude, fucking Dr. Umar, is a punk. He really is a punk. The dude is a lying son of a bitch, talking about all the shit that he does in the community. He's a fucking liar. There's not really much that you can see. All he does is talk a lot of shit on a bunch of motherfucking interviews. I hope that in celebrity boxing they let me beat the fuck out of him because he talks too much goddamn shit. And you know, it ain't personal, but I just think he's a fucking clown. He was sitting there talking to Ish from the Joe Budden show saying,
how is it not personal, but you want to whoop his ass? Danza Project. This was a year ago, people. Mighty funny how those tables have turned right now. This is Danza Project a year ago talking about Umar. Ifatunde El Dummy Day Dookie Gate. He's talking about Umar. And he said he wants to inherit the beef. And he wish he could just whoop his ass in some sort of celebrity boxing match. This is how he feels about Umar a year ago. What the hell changed? How do you not take this personal again?
What do you say? Some shit about, oh, well, did your white wife pay for the shit that's going on in Africa? I want to ask Dr. Umar, did any of his black girlfriends or whatever the fuck that he has going on in his life, wives or whatever the hell he has? I don't know. I don't really follow.
He's never been married.
Does anybody that he dated or did he fucking spend any money out in Africa or does he just talk a lot of shit? Because it seems like that's what it is with Dr. Umar. He just talks a lot of shit. I seen firsthand Charleston White sitting in these council meetings and talking to people like firsthand. I seen the videos. Right. You sent me a bunch of there's a bunch of fucking videos. And then there's this guy sitting there always talking shit. And I felt disrespected after the last interview that he didn't want to come up here. I didn't make it a big scene. It was what it was, but I feel like that dude's a bitch.
Wait a minute. Y'all, this is the Danza Project. You can't make this stop. Y'all see, notice Umar said he wasn't looking for Wilmington. He just bought the property. Either he is admitting his opportunism or he was just plain desperate. Yeah, it was the opportunity. Because in one interview, he said he spent $750,000. But it was more than that. But then in the Danza Project, y'all saw in the video where he said, oh, well, it was $2 million. At the time, it was a little bit out of our price range. So he told on himself because he's a self-snitcher. He didn't spend more than $2 million. But yet then he brings up in a separate video something about $13 million. So, I mean, he can't even quote the same number in every video. But let me tell you something right now. Chin Chang, what's going on? The YouTuber at Ty the YouTuber 2, best channel for beef on panel. Y'all, shout out to Truth Using Logic for sending me this video here. This is the Danza Project last year. Tomas, I know, right? Caleb, what's going on? Do tell. Damn, I know, right? Nidra, shout out to you. What's going on? Kim Bars, what's happening? Listen, a punk ass SOB, a liar, a clown. Looks like Danza got it right last year, but is kissing his ass this year. Tell me about it. Danza, what happened? I know, right? Master Khalik, how you doing? What happened, Danza Project? You were sitting here singing his praises in that interview. You did what? A week ago. Releasing one part at a time for some reason because suspense. Last year, though, it seems like he was a little salty over not being able to get Umar to come on his podcast. For what? For him to lie like he did and for you to pacify him and kiss his ass, Danza. You're a clown, boy. Danza Project is a clown. You're a whole clown. You're a whole goofy. That softball interview, you kissed his ass the whole time. But just last year, seems like you were throwing a tantrum because he didn't want to come on your show.
And I felt disrespected after the last interview that he didn't want to come up here. I didn't make it a big scene. It was what it was, but I feel like that dude's a bitch.
He lied saying that we wanted to debate on your platform. And that's the biggest lie that he left away telling. We was going to dialogue and have conversation like we're having now.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that
actually
dude
told you
sitting
guys,
down.
man, to let him know I actually kind of got a little respect for him.
And I did.
Other than the fact that he's begging to have his school. I made that publicly known to you guys to say, man, let him know I kind of got a little respect for him, huh?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he begged,
For what?
I ain't no better. So it wasn't trying to create no beef or nothing. He left away feeling sour-hearted because he and I have some mutual friends. One in particular, guy by the name of Baba Amin, who is the founder and the president of the Uhu
Baba?
Academy, which is a school. Something that
Wait, is he talking about Father Moses, Baba Yaga? Is that the same person? Baba Amin? Charleston White sitting here talking about he respect the guy. I don't see how. He doesn't even take care of his kids. He doesn't work. He's not earning any income. What are you respecting here? The bum? He's a bum. He has no place to lay his head, seems like, unless he's with his mother, whom he chooses to isolate from his family members. Is Charleston White going to tell him, man, let these folks see their mama? You're not her only child. You got 6 other siblings. Let them see their mother. What's wrong with you? Is Charleston White going to come out and say, why are you not talking to your kids? Why are you getting online talking about where is baby Smurf? Why you don't call her princess and black queen like you do all these women out here, 5'5" thick in the thighs, objectifying them every chance you get? Why you not saying that your daughters are beautiful girls and you want the best for them? Why would a judge give you restricted or supervised parenting time? How are you taking care of these kids again when you don't have a job? Because he's ordered to pay child support. Charleston White couldn't ask him none of those questions. So somehow he still has respect for him no matter what because blackness. This is so pathetic. But y'all hear Tony Danza the project right here. I was seeing Robert Lanier, writer Albert Lanier comment about Tony Danza. Y'all see the Danza project here. Talking mad shit. But then when you get Umar on your channel, what do? You fail to research, you fail to read anything, and you kiss his ass for over 3 hours? The full length of that interview is over 3 hours. You just kissed his ass. You a whole punk.
Yeah. Other than the fact that he begged, I ain't no better. So it wasn't trying to create no beef or nothing. He left away feeling sour-hearted because he and I have some mutual friends. One in particular, guy by the name of Baba Amin, who is the founder and the president of the Uhu Academy, which is a school. Ooh. Something that Dr. Umar is trying to get, but Baba Amin has one. Dr. Umar once came through the passageway of Fort Worth, Texas, and hung out with some of the RBGs. One in particular by the name of Supreme, the father of a kid, Dacian Steptoe, who's deceased for killing a police officer. So Dr. Umar knows the mutual friends. He and I both know. And I know he a pussy ham. He a pussy fiend. We like winking his nuts. Yeah.
But he was on that Sukiyana shit. I'm like, yeah, he kind of got a little pussy.
So my question would be to Charleston White, what the hell are you respecting? He a pea hound. He is degrading to women. He has committed cyber crimes. He has doxed individuals. He has had random people from YouTube, his little cult members, the Umar Tardians, pull up on people, go to their homes. What the hell are you respecting? But yet and still, this is how the Danza Project now. You got this little coward sitting here. He ain't saying barely much of anything. The other one seems like he's just more pissy because Umar didn't come on the show. But when you get him on there, you kiss his ass for over 3 hours. And for what? Straight up little goofies. Zesty ass goofies.
Yeah.
But he was on that Sukiyana shit. I'm like, yeah, he kind of got that little pussy hound vibe to him.
Yeah, tender dick.
Charleston said he weak in the loins. I ain't never heard
He's
nobody.
weak in the loins.
Yeah, listen.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I'm loyal to a
Charleston
fault.
White,
And it
another
comes like
fool.
all it was is a very simple conversation. You want to have a conversation with Charleston? I'm not interested in that conversation. You know, I saw Kid Cudi a couple weeks ago, and I walk up to Kid Cudi. Very simple, very simple and very respect.
I'm gonna go back. I gotta go back.
Hung out
Hey,
with
we
some
gotta
of
go back,
RBG.
y'all. For those who
He
missed
just
it,
talks a lot of shit.
this is a video, artiste, from a year ago. This is the Danza Project 1 year ago talking about Umar with Charleston White on his show. A year ago. I'm going to show you all the video link below. Here it is. Y'all see that? 1 year ago. Only got 8,400 views. And he has over 520,000 subscribers. So this video didn't do too well. Only 8,400 views. So what's the real reason here that Danza Project would have to bring Umar on his channel and then to just kiss his ass for 3 hours and 22 seconds? Y'all hear the video right here. This video got over 29,000 views 2 days ago. The full video of the interview he just did within the last week. Y'all see it right here. 29,000 views for the full 3 hour video. And it's only been posted up for 2 days. This one clip that is 9 minutes long, 9 minutes, 31 seconds long, from 1 year ago, only got 8,400 views. Seems like the Danza Project did that for views. You know, because when you have 520,000 subscribers, you would think your views will always hit 6 figures. How do you have only 8,400 views for this video clip with the number of subscribers you have? Make sense? And he did this because he really, really cares about trying to talk to Umar. What the hell? So what changed within the last year then?
I don't really follow the guy. I think he's a loser. Does anybody that he dated, or did he fucking spend any money out in Africa, or does he just talk a lot of shit? Because it seems like that's what it is with Dr. Umar. He just talks a lot of shit. I seen firsthand Charleston White sitting in these council meetings and talking to people, like firsthand. I seen the videos. You sent me a bunch of it. There's a bunch of fucking videos, and then there's this guy sitting there always talking shit. And I felt disrespected after the last interview that he didn't want to come up here. I didn't make it a big scene. It was what it was, but I feel like that dude's a bitch.
Oh, he lying saying that we wanted to debate on your platform. And
Wait a minute. I didn't want to leave. Hold on.
After the last interview that he didn't want to come up here. I didn't make it a big scene. It was what it was, but I feel like that dude's a bitch. Because there's one thing about you that I knew from the, before
hold on. I'm sorry.
That's what it is with Dr. Umar. He just talks a lot of shit. I seen firsthand Charleston White sitting in these council meetings and talking to people, like firsthand. I seen the videos. You sent me a bunch of it. There's a bunch of fucking videos. And then there's this guy sitting there always talking shit. And I felt disrespected after the last interview that he didn't want to come up here. I didn't make it a big scene. It was what it was, but I feel like that dude's a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Danza Project. Why you change your mind? You know, real men don't have to do that when it comes to another grown man, especially one that's unemployed and can't seem to open one school building, let alone two. You didn't ask him about how he's spending the money. Why is his tax returns jacked up? Exactly how did he pay a $68,000 legal settlement again? Why would he even file the lawsuit? If you're saying you're putting down floors, where's the permit? Where's the contract with the vendor? What exactly is taking so long? Why do you feel like you're not, held accountable to anyone at this point? Do you believe that you could be reported to the IRS? I mean, I have so many questions I could just ask in like 5 minutes straight off the top. I wouldn't even have to think hard about it. Let's get some comments in. Y'all listen here. Kim Mar said, wow, listen, where's the beef, right? Albert said, where's the beef? Shout out to Zach Perry, straight goofy, I agree. Information Man Show. Can I get one of the moms to please drop the YouTube channel link for Information Man Show? Shout out to you. As well as Truth Using Logic. Shout out to Truth Using Logic. He sent me this video, y'all. You can't make this up. Another fool too. I know he is. Charleston White sitting here talking about he respect Umar as a man, but yet call him a pea chaser, and was like, you know, he just asking money for the school. Never mind all the other horrible things he's done. Putting people through the legal system for no damn reason. You can't make this stuff up. What's going on, Francisca? Hello, hello, hello. I know, honey. Who else? We want to make sure we pay homage to all of the fantastic content creators that's coming through here and paid him. Are you serious? He paid? Yes, he paid Umar to come on his show. No job. I know, right? I'm live artiste. This video is old. It's a year old with only 8,400 views. You can't make this up. What's going on? Shout out to my mods. What's going on, Manny? Shout out to my mods. So good to see y'all up in here. I appreciate it. I know it's late, and this is going to be the only 2 videos I'm going to do in this live. And then tomorrow, I'm going to have to go live twice because I got to talk about Candace, and then there's another Umar interview I want to do. This Charles Dona somebody. Shout out to all of you all. So many kids are people. Yep. Charles White is ghetto as Umar is. I know he is. He wanted Umar and White to debate each other. I don't know. I don't know if it was him saying he wanted them to just be on the show together, because Charleston White is saying, you know, I told you all to tell him I respect him, you know, but what are you respecting? I mean, what is there to respect? Him existing? It's so stupid. It makes no sense. So I would rather they debate each other than to sit here and kiss each other's ass. But that's what the Danza Project did for 3 hours and 22 seconds. He kissed Umar's ass. After last year, calling him a homie word. You can't make this up. Danza too bogus. Exactly. Seems like the new setup, straight up fire. Oh, y'all, the green screen, the lights, we're here. Wow, I'm so excited. Thank you all so much. This is why we have the $25 goal every live. It goes towards the upgrades, so you guys can get some great quality content. I got to get a bigger desk. That's going to be the next endeavor, but slowly but surely it'll come in. Got to get a bigger desk though, because I really need something a little bit big, a lot bigger. I have these lamps and the mic and my laptop mouse that I'm working with. I need to be able to put up the keyboard and all of that, but I don't have space. So the next thing that I need to put up in the wish list is a desk, and then of course donations will go towards, you know, the desk. It goes towards the Pacer account for the federal court documents, to a StreamYard and Xfinity. So I just appreciate you all so much for believing in me and helping me with, you know, upgrading to the $500 studio. I thank you all so much for it. Of course, they did it for clicks and views, hence the softball questions. Yeah, he could get more clicks and views interviewing anyone else. He has 6ix9ine on here and got hundreds of thousands of views with 6ix9ine, the boy that used to be the rapper with the rainbow color hair. He got way more views on that. Thank you, Francisca. Congratulations. Thank you so much. That's the only reason he agreed to do the interview. Yeah, I mean, think about it. If Danza Project was willing to pay Umar to just sit there and kiss his ass for 3 hours, that goes to show how hard up Umar is as well, because he doesn't have a regular job. So how else does he generate revenue? But for the Danza Project to not really come, why you didn't come with all this energy, Danza Project? You had all this energy for him a year ago. You said you'd take on the beef. You will fight him in a ring, do a celebrity boxing match, and whoop his ass. 1 year later, wuss mode. You can't make this up. Umar will never debate Charleston White. Yeah, he's a coward. Exactly. Thank you, Manny. The Information Man Show, you guys, make sure you check out his YouTube channel. We got writer Albert Lanier. We had Uncle Mo TV still in. Hopefully they're still here. But you guys make sure you guys check out those 3 fantastic content creators. And I want to say 2 of them we've had on the Lady Luck Club so far. So Information Man Show, you and I need to do a collab together. That would be fantastic. What's going on, Tavares? I appreciate you. Of course, Umar wouldn't go on for free. Yeah, no, that's too much like right. This is a disgraceful interview. This and the one he did with Umar. Yeah, exactly. I just want to get you all chats in. Let's get to it. Information Man Show. Email me, LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com. We need to definitely collab. That will be awesome. Let's get back to it, you all.
He lying saying there. We wanted to debate on your platform. And that's the biggest lie that he left away telling. We were going to dialogue and have conversation like we're having now.
Yeah.
I actually told you guys, man, to let him know I actually kind of got a little respect for him.
And I did.
Other than the fact that he's been to have his school. I made that publicly known for you guys to say, man, let him know I kind of got a little respect for him, huh?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he begged that, you know, I know what. So it wasn't trying to create no beef or nothing. He left away feeling sour-hearted because he and I have some mutual friends. One in particular, guy by the name of Baba Amin, who is the founder and the president of the Uhu Academy, which is a school. Something that Dr. Umar is trying to get, but Baba Amin has one. Dr. Umar once came through the passageway of Fort Worth, Texas, and hung out with some of the RBGs. One in particular by the name of Supreme, the father of a kid, Dacian Steptoe, who's deceased for killing a police officer. So Dr. Umar knows some mutual friends. He and I both know. And I know he a pussy ham. He a pussy fiend. We
like
weekend his nuts. Yeah.
When he was on that Sukiyana shit, I'm like, yeah, he kind of got that little.
What is there to respect?
You're a tender dick.
What is there to
said he weak in the
respect?
loins. I ain't never heard
He's
nobody.
weak in the loins.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, I'm loyal to a fault. And it comes like, all it was is a very simple conversation. Do you want to have a conversation with Charleston? I'm not interested in that conversation. You know, I saw Kid Cudi a couple weeks ago. And I walk up to Kid Cudi, very simple. It was like very simple and very respect. Charleston, you know how I get. I'm not somebody that fucking will walk up to somebody in any disrespectful tone at all. I just say, hey, pleasure to meet you. Hey, if you don't mind, I would love to. Before I even got to finish what I'm saying, he's like, yeah. Like he's kind of like, this telling me to get the fuck away from him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the fuck kind of? So what is that noise? Okay, my bad. Okay, Landon, all right. He playing some music. I was like, all I hear is win, 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 no matter what. So anyways, this dude fucking, he was like dismissive. And then I went to speak again and I was like, fuck this guy. And I just said it just out loud and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna walk away because I don't even want to fucking beat this fucking loser up. And I walk away and I felt the same way with Umar. I felt like all I was trying to do was sit there and say, let's have a conversation. Right. I felt like he was very dismissive. I felt like a lot of the shit was because I'm a Latin guy, right? Like, I don't respect you.
So what changed? What changed, Umar? You clown. You Oompa Loompa. So last year, you allegedly dismissed the Danza project because he was Latino. But then, within the last week or so, miraculously out of nowhere, you can give him a 3-hour interview. But the trick is, you got to kiss his ass the whole time. You can't make this stuff. There's a project and their hypocrisy is on steroids.
Dismissive. I felt like a lot of the shit was because I'm a Latin guy, right? Like, I don't respect you. I don't fuck with you, shit like that. And all it was a very simple conversation where I would love for you to be able to sit down and have a conversation with him. You would find it, you would actually find out if you did have this conversation that Charleston has nothing but good things to say about you. I said I'm not interested. When people talk to me like that, I'm like, all right, fuck you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they can say whatever they want, but I'm going to take Charleston's word because every time I spoke to him, he's been a man of his word. Every single time. Right. And I felt like it was just mad disrespect for him to come at.
Let's go back now. Y'all hear what we're saying?
Charleston has nothing but good things to say about you. I said I'm not interested. When people talk to me like that, I'm like, all right, fuck you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they can say whatever they want, but I'm going to take Charleston's word because every time I spoke to him, he's been a man of his word. Every single time. Right. And I felt like it was just mad disrespect for him to come at that tone. Look, for the people that don't know, I want to explain this. Like, you might not.
Mad disrespect.
Because they weren't trying to create no debate. That's the misperception that he.
He said, man, F you. He felt he was mad disrespected because Umar didn't want to come on his show and debate Charleston White or even be on the same platform with him. And I mean, naturally, if you got 2 wusses sitting here between White talking about, I got a little respect for him. I got, whatever. This guy here is like, I mean, we've seen how bad he can kiss Umar's ass for 3 hours. What made you change your mind and your views on Umar aside from the fact that he didn't want to come on your show? You have 522,000 supporters. You've gotten more views with interviews with 6ix9ine, a rapper that no longer raps, that's best known for snitching, basically. And yet you're sitting here salty over UMAR, and you admitted that he came at he probably dismissed you because you were Latino. So what? All of a sudden now all that racism just goes out the window. Now all of a sudden y'all best buds. Get the F out of here.
Because every time I spoke to him, he's been a man of his word. Every single time. Right. And I felt like it was just mad disrespect for him to come at that tone. Look, for the people that don't know, I want to explain this. Like, you might not.
Yeah, no, man, because they weren't trying to create no debate. That's the misperception that he runs with. Homie, we was gonna sit down, and the internet was gonna really get what they were hoping to get out of Dr. Umar Johnson had he done that. Because I was welcoming, not as a debate, but to dialogue and have a conversation. I wasn't showing up to disagree with him on nothing. Nigga, I was just gonna come chop game like a bunch of niggas chop game on the Danza project when a bunch of niggas go to chopping game.
Wait a minute. You weren't gonna disagree with him or anything? Were you going to even ask a feasible question? Or was it going to be like the 3-hour softball nonsense and buffoonery that we did eventually see between Umar and the Danza project here? How was that conversation going to go, Charleston White? If you weren't going to disagree with him on something, then what were you going to say? You're not trying to do a debate, and you know how he is when it comes to questioning, what are you doing with the money? Because that's what this comes down to. What is Umar doing with the damn money he's raised over the last 6.5 years just from the city of Wilmington, the school buildings being in the city of Wilmington alone? Let's not forget he got ran up out of the entire state of Pennsylvania with a cease and desist order. What were you going to talk about then? If you weren't going to ask him any legitimate questions, what exactly was this conversation going to be like, other than what we've already witnessed for 3 hours with the Danza project? Y'all are grown-ass men. You don't have to kiss Umar's behind. No one owes him that. I'm going to give a shout-out to Lene Stacks for being here, you all. Shout out to you. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I know it's late, but I want you guys to catch the replay on this because this hypocrisy is something else. They have mutual friends. That's what Charleston White said. I'm assuming he said Baba something, and he was talking about Father Baba Yaga, Father Moses. Thank you so much, Manny, for dropping my email in the chat. You guys, we have $25 goal for the live streams as well, and the contributions go towards the channel. You guys see the upgrades of the equipment. I posted some photos on the community post so you guys can see the contribution dollars at work. And I didn't even, no one gave me that money. They bought the actual product. So I just want to say thank you all so much for supporting us here in the LLC. This dude is trolling. I saw someone post what PR community is using this as. He's not buying Umar's mess or he's switching up. You would think in a year he goes from calling him a punk and a B and all of this to, no one does what you do. I mean, no one's opened a business up. How dare they talk about you in this non-existent school? Because no one's opening a school like you are. They're not doing what you're doing. Get out of here. It was an insult. He needed the money. You know what's so crazy? Umar needs the money all the time. What did the Danza project get out of that? It's not even their more higher viewed videos of the parts that they dropped bit by bit regarding this interview with Umar. They've gotten hundreds of thousands of views just with 6ix9ine. So what is it that the Danza project really got out of this? And then to turn around a year later and do a 3-hour total live interview and kiss his ass the whole time. They didn't even get the views that they probably were hoping for. But you can't see, when you don't have integrity and you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I'm going to say this one more time, brothers and sisters. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. That's time from the Holy Ghost. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that's what's happening here. We're seeing the Danza Project fall for anything because they didn't stand on their ground or on their principles. Even if he was salty about Umar not wanting to, do an interview with him or do a show with him, so the hell what? You would have done your entire platform a service by not having this lying piece of shit on your show. Now you're being clowned out for the hypocrisy. Did he not think this video would come back and bite him in the ass? If the Danza Project really thought that this video would not come back and haunt him and bite him in the ass and show everybody else what a huge hypocrite he is, then all the views he was hoping to get, that'll all be in vain. And he's crazy. He's living in some alternate reality with Umar and the Umar Tardians. He's in delusional. Planet home of the lurkers. I mean, he's not here with us either if he thinks that this would not come back and bite him in the ass. Danza Project, congratulations. You're the biggest hypocrites on earth. This is something else. Desperate times, desperate measures. Okay. Umar's paternal grandfather is Cuban. And he says he'll want to discriminate because someone is Latino. This is how much Umar hates himself. It's like he does not care about the damage he does to Black communities or how he disrespects Black women because he hates Black women too. But he hates himself. He hates his own heritage. He hates his own linealogy. He hates everything. It's like he just, when he looks in the mirror, he knows he probably is not standing there because he's a vampire. But to have this much self-loathing and then to always be in this state of victimhood, woe is me. How dare you ask me questions? You're trying to hold me accountable. What the hell are you talking about? That's standard when you're sitting here collecting money for 6.5 years after having a cease and desist order issued against you from another state. Whole nother state says stop raising money for this stupid ass scam. Where's the school website at? Danza Project couldn't even think of that simple question to ask. So how does he not like Latinos? Umar doesn't like any. He claims that he doesn't like anybody outside, being Black. And African at that, because it's a state of mind and African's a continent, not a country. You can't make this up, y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Listen, we're almost done with this video, but I just had to show this hypocrisy. Shout out to Truth Using Logic for sending this my way. He's not, in Umar's opinion, an Afro-Latino. Yeah, not at all. He just sees him as Latino, I guess. Danza Project pockets is hurting, just like Dookie Juice Johnson. They got to be hurting bad. But why? Why is Danza Project's pockets hurting when they're getting hundreds of thousands of views interviewing anyone else? People are just hip to Umar's scam and his con and him not wanting to ask questions. He's throwing baby tantrums everywhere. So most people are just not really trying to entertain him at this point. I don't think that the Breakfast Club, as horrible as they are actually the ones saying, don't come on here until you open the school up. I think they told him, you come back on here, we're going to be asking some questions. He just doesn't want to answer. But yet and still, all this time, Charlamagne's sitting here, trying to take up for him like another coward. It's such a punk move. I don't care if he's Black, Latino, Caucasian, Jewish. I don't care what he is. If you're sitting here scamming off of your own community, taking money for over 6.5 years, and you can't show one vendor invoice or receipt or general ledger, you can't show your taxes being consistent with the contributions, no expenses listed, you can't show anything to prove how you're spending that money. You deserve to have everybody coming for your ass, including the IRS. You deserve it. Who's going to just sit back and allow a con artist and a scammer to flourish? Why should we allow that because they're Black? It's stupid. That ignorant mentality is just laughable at this point. A lot of people are possibly doing to try to get a piece of Umar now. They see it's not going good. They just want to have something to spin off for what's to come. I guess so. Because whatever's coming down the pipeline from a legal stance, like with the IRS or the FBI, something like that, yeah, he's got it coming. But yet and still, Danza Project couldn't even ask him, why don't you let your siblings see their mother? You do understand she has 7 children, right? Not one challenging question whatsoever. And yet, this is something Charleston White respects. You respect Umar having his mother shut up in the house, Charleston White? How do you respect that? How do you respect the man that doesn't take care of his own kids? He don't even keep up with them. This is unbelievable. Not a Afro. Yeah. This was about money. I doubt he respects Fumar at all. And Danza Project got nothing really out of it. He won't even make the type of money he made from all his other interviews, where he's got more views and likes. People are sitting here clowning that interview and saying how softball and how much of a punk shit show it was, because he's sitting here kissing his behind. Y'all gotta excuse my language. I'm on one tonight. Plus, it's late. Most of Umar's mess is emotionally based. Exactly. So let's get back to this, you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button. And thank you all for engaging in the chat. This is fantastic. All right, let's get back to it.
No matter what. So anyways, this dude fucking, he was like dismissive. And then I went to speak again. And I was like, fuck this guy. And I just said it just out loud. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna walk away because I don't even want to fucking beat this fucking loser up. And I walk away. And I felt the same way with Umar. I felt like all I was trying to do was sit there and say, let's have a conversation. Right. I felt like he was very dismissive. I felt like a lot of the shit was because I'm a Latin guy, right? Like, oh, I don't respect you. I don't fuck with you, shit like that. And all it was a very simple conversation. Well, I would love for you to be able to sit down and have a conversation with him. You would find it, you would actually find out if you did have this conversation that Charleston has nothing but good things to say about you. I said I'm not interested. When people talk to me like that, I'm like, all right, fuck you. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, they can say whatever they want, but I'm going to take Charleston's word because every time I spoke to him, he's been a man of his word. Every single time. Right. And I felt like it was just mad disrespect for him to come at that tone. Look, for the people that don't know, I want to explain this. Like, you might not.
Yeah, no, man, because they weren't trying to create no debate. That's the misperception that he's running with. Homie, we was going to sit down and the internet was going to really get what they were hoping to get out of Dr. Umar Johnson had he done that. Because I was welcoming, not as a debate, but to dialogue and have a conversation. I wouldn't disagree with him on nothing. Nigga, I was just gonna come chop game like a bunch of niggas chop game on the Danza Project when a bunch of niggas go to chopping game.
Yeah, chopping game about what?
That would have been that was gonna be dope on me. But his sentiment.
How? Umar would have thrown the biggest tantrum ever seen by mankind on earth. He didn't want to come on the show with Charleston White if there was any thought that Charleston White would have questioned him about the money for the school. Why is it not open? What is going on with it? What's the status of it? Why are you hiding your mother? Like, if he would have asked any question that would have rubbed him the wrong way, and it's not some big ass kissing session, he would have thrown a whole man baby tantrum and probably left. This is why I don't understand their whole 180 with this a year later. 1 year later, and all of a sudden, no one has ever been able to do it like you do, bro. You do it the best. He might as well blew him a kiss.
His sentiments changed how I would even approach him going forward. So, and I know he'll sucker. And I was willing to overlook the fact that I know he'll sucker based on his intellect and his intelligence. But what I wanted to show is one of us is angry and one of us is not.
I like that angle. He can't control himself. He just get emotional.
Nah, homie, I'm just playing a bullshit nigga online. But nigga, I ain't no angry bullshit nigga person.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm a real respectful gentleman like guy with great qualities and traits and characteristics.
You can't make
and a hell of a resume as a nigga.
Wow. Y'all. So, this is, and we're gonna get into the Never Too Much podcast tomorrow. But y'all see, this is where we are. There's a project just sat there and kissed his ass the whole time. For 3 hours last week, but last year, he wanted to fight. He wanted a celebrity boxing match. He was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to whip his ass. I don't appreciate him, coming at me. He was rude and disrespectful. Something, I'm Latino, something. Yeah, whatever. He's a punk. Where was all that energy at? At least you could have stood on that Danza Project. And even if you didn't have Charleston White there, why didn't you be man enough to ask him challenging questions? To give pushback? Like, dude, I'm not gonna bring you up here if you're gonna sit here and expect me to kiss your ass for 3 hours. You dismissed me last year. You know more than likely because you didn't want anything challenging. You don't like Charleston White, and because I'm Latino. But if you're gonna come on, because Umar more than likely needed the money, you know, I'm going to give you some pushback. I'm going to ask questions. So either you will come on and tell the truth, or you can stay the hell off my platform, because I'm not going to be disingenuous to my supporters. I'm not going to do that. There are over 520,000 of them. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. This idiot literally call him the B word. I mean, he just, you know, gave dude the business. And none of that happened here. None of it. Just last year. None of that happened last week. Last week was your opportunity, Danza Project, to actually, you know, ask some questions. Say, you know, man, you got this school. Okay, it's been 6.5 years. 6.5 years. What we doing? What are we doing here? What is going on with the school? I'm just going to let it run in the background. And now all of a sudden, oh, well, you know, no one's done it like you, bro. So no one's done it like you. You know, why most people don't know how to open a business. What do you mean? You can't make this stuff up. But y'all see the words at the bottom here. Y'all see the captions. Calling him a bitch, call him a punk ass. I mean, you know, every name under the sun. It's so crazy. Y'all, this is something else. Yeah, fan said, what's going on, fan? We got some new people up in here tonight. Most of them are soulless scammers, the whole lot. Exactly. Francisco said the start of the interview was such an arslick with that apology. Exactly. And notice you all, like I said, he did not apologize for the things he said about him a year ago. He apologized for just simply trying to push him to come on the show with Charleston White. Why? If he didn't apologize for the things he said, then why have him on there? For you to turn around and have to do this 180 and then put on the biggest front ever. This is a scam in and of itself. What a way to scam your entire platform by being completely disingenuous. And sitting here and allowing someone to come on your platform and lie like hell. And I mean, you know, other than him blinking fast and not looking in the camera, Umar breathe like he laughs like he's breathing air. It's not even hard for him. He laughs like he's breathing air. This is the hypocrisy of the Danza Project. Just a year ago, they were calling him a bitch and a punk, saying he wanted to whoop his ass. He said, oh, I ain't saying he's a loser because he wouldn't come on your show. That's some clown stuff right there. I don't care what nobody say. That's some clown stuff. Now this little cow was sitting here kissing his ass for 3 hours last week. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, but it's a quick $1. I'm wondering how much Danza Project paid Umar to come on his show. I'm just curious. How much did you give Umar to come on your show? If it's a matter of paying somebody to come on your platform, Danza Project, just to say a bunch of nonsense, you could pay me, you know, 10 grand and I'll come on there and say a whole lot of nonsense. I just start quoting the alphabet or something. You know, if you want to just have somebody on and sound and look crazy, I could do that for a quick 10 grand. And I mean, I could do it for more than that, but I'm just saying, it just goes to show the little to no benefit to having Umar on his channel. And for what? You're not even making up with the views. And if something does go down, let's say Umar does, you know, end up being indicted for something, or, you know, gets charged by the IRS, what is the Danza Project going to do? Other than talk about it and to try to make it seem like, you know, well, you know, it sucks to see him go down like that. It really is. No, he brought this on himself. Grow a spine. All this big man energy here went out the window last week. Crazy stuff. We got some folks up in here. Let's see. Art of Dialogue, The Breakfast Club, Joe Budden, and etc. Hope Umar takes up on Piers Morgan and Joe Rogan on their offer. He is hotter than fish grease, it seems like. Stinky fish grease. Y'all, this is something else. Umar can't do Piers. His intellect isn't elastic. Y'all, Nick Francisco gonna have a problem. Don't come over here across the water to the UK over here trying to get on our nerve. No. You stay over there in the US. Don't come over here with that. Now stay over there in the US. On US soil is where you belong. You know, we here in the US would love to just ship Umar's ass to the continent of Africa and be done with it. The only thing is Africa would have to take all the Umar Tardians with them. Take all of them with them. Take them all. I don't care if they're a celebrity. I don't care who they are. Take Charles White. Take them all. If you're gonna go to Africa, Umar, take all of your people with you. Just go ahead and finalize that cult movement and take all your people with you when you leave the United States of America. We will help you pack up that gym. Y'all, we'll help pack up that gym. Bye. Do not return to sender. We don't want them back. Y'all, this is something else. Y'all saw the captions. Y'all saw how bad of a punk he was when, Umar finally came on. He's a man baby when things don't go his way. Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to put the video link. Tomorrow we go live. We're going to check out Black Light TV. He's got a new animated video up. I love his story time animation videos. Fantastic. We had a good time with the last one, so we're going to check that out tomorrow, along with the interview Umar did with this Daniel Soda person. I don't even know who. Daniel Sadoh, Sadoh. Yeah. And the lounge. Shout out to her. She, was in the hospital earlier tonight from a car accident. So you guys keep her in your prayers and make sure you go and show her some love. She posted up the full interview that Umar did on 98.1 FM radio station. So it's the Urban Heat in Boston. So he went to Boston and did a interview with 98.1 FM. So those two videos, those interviews, we will check out tomorrow and just have, some lighthearted laughter with Black Light TV. He did, a great animated video story time with Umar. So we'll check out those 3 videos tomorrow. So we're going to have a good live show tomorrow. But I just wanted to do this real quick tonight, show you guys the new equipment. Thank you all for the support. This is what the, $25 go towards. It goes towards the channel. So the next big endeavor is the desk. That way I can have all the equipment up here comfortably and be able to put the keyboard and just, really get the content in, get the content upgraded. I'm not good with editing, but at some point we'll get there. But I enjoy being able to talk with you all. I miss seeing you guys. I know you all miss seeing my face. And I mean, it's, Umar is just, this goes to show the clownery and the buffoonery that some content creators are willing to go through and put up with just to let Umar come on and say and do whatever the hell he want to do, because no one wants to see him upset. Umar says things like scammers, that con artists and scammers say. I've heard the whole, oh, well, if you're not in the cult, you don't know what's going on. I've researched and reported on cults, especially scammers. The biggest one being this crypto scam with Novatech FX. I got a whole playlist, almost 100 videos on that playlist. And I heard the same old nonsense from all of those supporters of this crypto scam that was international. It was by Cynthia and Eddie Pettion, and they scammed over $1.8 billion worldwide with Novatech. It was a fake investment crypto scam type thing. It was a pyramid scheme. And I reported on it until the SEC finally filed charges. And the FBI is still investigating them. So, Umar, when I tell you I see my research and reporting to the end, I see it to completion. You got it coming. You're not even smart enough to just stop withholding your mother from your siblings. But what's even dumber is the fact that you don't even want to create a paper trail to show any documentation or evidence of how you're spending the money. You can't even keep active permits on file with the city of Wilmington or pay the bills there or stop harassing people. So I'm going to keep my foot on your neck and you can kick rocks. Kiss my ass. I appreciate you all so much. All right, y'all. It's 1:30 in the morning here, Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Y'all, shout out to James Miller. He's never sent me any emails or anything. You gonna come up over here trolling. You can't even send me any documentation. So why you didn't send me any documentation? James Miller, you a clown. Y'all, we get, I'm starting to get my favorite little trolls, depending on who I'm talking about. Got one when I talk about Candace Owens, that person shows up all the time. They claim to be female. When I talk about Umar, James Miller shows his head. So shout out to the trolls. Jesus loves them as well. Y'all hit the like button and make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I will schedule the live and we're going to have a good show tomorrow. I'm going to do 2 lives tomorrow. So you guys are going to have to bear with me. I'm going to do one on Candace and I'm going to do one on Umar. So make sure you guys tune in for both on tomorrow. And we will be reconvening and checking out these interviews because Umar just keeps lying everywhere he goes. So thank you to all of you for the support. Sometimes we need to go, sometimes we don't, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. And even if you guys just order the stuff and have it delivered like Wolves on Black Wall Street did, that's good for me. I'm all good with that. The whole goal is to get the equipment, okay? So thank you all so much for believing in me and for tuning in. And I will see you all tomorrow. We will talk about Umar, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Candace is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check out the notifications when they go out. All right. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.